But no, the element that assume that they do become a couple, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he dies. And then
Uh-huh.
this guy meets him later in the future inhabiting somebody else's body. There's now a massive age difference between them. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of modaozushi. I guess this is something we have to say ahead of every episode we record today. Lessons may sound different, I may sound different, who the hell knows what's going on with the audio mixing. We're going through some stuff. Hopefully this will only affect today's recordings.
Yeah. It's my fault. I admit it. I messed up, so blame it on me.
Anyway, we come back as we normally do with notes and a board. So let's go ahead and start off with my board from like 2 months ago, which comes with its own board changelog, where I replaced the unknown brother on the board with Lan Han. I connected Jin Zhongzuan with Jian Sheng with a white line. Seems antagonistic, but not yet hostile. Connected Jin Zhuan to Wei Ying with a white line. Connected Jin Zhuan to Ni Huansang with a green line. Connected Zhizhen to Huansang with a green line. And added Sushi and connected them with a green line to Wangji.
I have notes about the Land Brothers and how they have a note about them. But yeah, nobody died, so really there's no major changes. Somebody nearly died but didn't, which I also have a note about. So, talking about notes, and I apologize if I sound completely horrible in my recording, but episode 4, The Disquieting Lake. First note, just because I said it during the recording last time, and I want to say it again because it was very noticeable to me. Obvious CGI is obvious. I know Theta doesn't care for it. It's like, not a thing, but it's just something that popped in my mind, so I made a note about it.
I recently did my seasonal anime review for winter 2026. I think I mentioned CGI like half a dozen times. Only because Trigun is coming back, and I'm not a fan of that style. And they say this is the best CGI has ever been, and I'm like, not to me. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't typically care, but it's an element that the CGI has to be not so much in your face noticeable versus how much I care about the story. Like, you didn't like Nausea when we watched that trailer, whereas I was instantly in, because for me, the CGI wasn't so much the takeaway. And as a reminder, as every time until we hit episode 9, all of mine come from past me, so these were past me's thoughts. It's really hard for me to defend what past me thought, knowing what I know now. So, second name drop of Yan Li so far, despite her not making an appearance in person yet. As we've covered, Jian Sheng's sister, that will go on to marry Jiswan and have Lin in the future. Also fairly obvious given my board only has an image of her dead, that she will die at some point. I believe a previous flashback showed her being stabbed by the sword that Lin has in the future.
I didn't pick up on that mention, but yeah, I'm not surprised that it got mentioned again. Mentioned, what's her name? Oh,
Yan Li.
Yeah, Yan Li.
Yeah, they mentioned her when they were eating their frozen treats at the side of the canal.
Yeah, I have a notice about that because I have a note about that, but I'll get to it when I get to it. My next note. Kaigi Town explains where the actual people that support the cloud recesses live. Which is something I said earlier in our videos like this. They call this a town or city, but it just seems to be like the residence of and the training areas for the Land Clan with some servants. This requires more people to run this place. It turns out that a lot of those people probably live in Kaigi. That's just, it's not a like castle town relationship, right? That's where they get their supplies.
I mean, you say it takes a lot of people to run this place, and it's like, well, I mean, I don't think so.
And somebody has to clean. Somebody has to.
I think they clean. I think that's the element of teaching them discipline. I think there's a lot of this is like monk monastery shit that they're doing it themselves. There's not like a lot to the Cloud's Recesses. It's a library and it's a schoolhouse and probably a residential area for them to actually live in. But it seems like that's it. It's like, so I don't think that requires very much. Plus, you're talking about what this place supplies. It seems like this is just another route on a very winding river that probably cuts through a lot of places. So there's probably a lot of trade traffic that comes through here.
I still believe that it does help support the Cloud Recesses Gusu, particularly, but that's just my take on it.
So we know in the future that whatever happens to Yang Li, Wuxian regrets. But now in the past, he's a close friend to Wen Yin and Ziswan. In a... What did I say here? But now in the past, he's a close friend of Wen Yin. And Ziswan is antagonistic to Wen Yin despite dating. Sorry, I didn't put any proper grammar here, that's why. Or whatever the equivalent of that is here, Wen Yin's sister. I'm not sure if this is clan politics or personal hatred sort of thing.
It seems a combination of both. There seems to be perhaps a hierarchy of the clans, right? And his clan presumes to be higher than the others, right? Not all of them, of course, because he's going to the Lang clan, school to be taught. So, yeah.
Yeah, but he's referring to the Jiang clan, not the Lan clan.
Yeah. Wuxian, the man that lives in the moment, has ice cream before refrigeration, which was a thing, by the way, and usually a mark of the elites, the ice cream. If Google is to be believed, although I doubt they call it a cornetto. So again, they're emphasizing that aspect of Wuxian was like, yeah, I don't care about the future. I'm just living for the moment. Oh, by the way, hey, ice cream. Which
you can fly.
Call it ice cream. Well, the swords can fly, which I have a note about that.
You can fly on the swords.
Yes.
So it seems to me that you could probably get to where you need to go and back again within the time of melting of ice cream.
I don't think. Well, I think most people don't fly on their swords, so that would not.
Yeah, but the two people eating ice cream do.
Yeah, but they're not the ones making it.
You don't know where they got it. Literally, This is what I was trying to tell you. The problem I was having last night. My brain is not working with my mouth.
They tell you where they got it. They got it right here in Kaili.
No, I'm saying we didn't see them go to a vendor or anything. So you have no idea.
Because we're already eating. It's like, oh, I'm eating hamburger, and over there's a Burger King. But I didn't show you coming out of the Burger King, so I guess this
the problem is in that example, you might as well be talking like the Marvel Universe or something, where somebody could just teleport. If you're dealing with a teleporting character, you probably need to establish where they got that from, if it matters to the scene, of course. This isn't like the start of Birdemic where we need to show you driving the entire path and then getting out of your car and then walking in. If it matters where you got the hamburger from, say you're eating a hamburger, someone walks up to you and says, "Hey, where'd you get that hamburger from?" It says, "Oh, San Diego." Like, if it matters, we'll bring it up. If not, then we won't. But the element here is you're bringing it up, and I'm like, they can fly. For all we know, they came back from the top of the mountain. That's authentic snow.
Yeah, but I think it's just a matter of that they make it here.
Legitimately, you say they said they make it here? This is my third time watching this episode. They did not say that. They were just eating the fucking ice cream. And one of them, Wen Ying, mentions it's cornetto. And that's why I said, is this like a sponsored? Like,
no.
Because, I told you last time we were watching it, so I thought this 3 times now. That looks like, it looks like a hunk of meat from the side until it flips around. It's got all those extra colors on it. So it goes from meat to moldy meat. So to cover again, as I did last note section and ranted about last reaction, well, actually, I prevented myself from doing that, but if you want to see my rant, go back to the previous solo reaction. Spirits are plants and animals. Demons are humans. Ghosts are dead humans. Monsters are dead plants and animals. That's what was said back at Gusu. And yet Wangji and Wusan call these humanoid things monsters. More than that, the thing that they keep collecting from the water seems to be human hair. That would lead me to believe that these are ghosts, by the definition they've already established for us ahead of time. More infuriating for me, someone who was trying to get the world building down, traveling to Emerald Lake, they call them water spirits, which, just like with monsters, are from plants and animals. Then talking about catching them in the nets, they say the people don't recognize the bodies, and that the water spirits usually stay where they drowned, which to me would imply that they used to be people, and they died, therefore ghosts. Later in the episode, they switch to saying aqua demons, which at least moves them into the human side, but by my read on demon, that implies possessed human, and we've already covered that these people drowned and died, so man, I don't know.
I mean, they are using the name interchangeably, and the whole aqua thing's like, oh yeah, we're going to throw in Latin in the translation for some reason, instead of just calling it water demon. So even it's like, we're going to be extra special and call it aqua.
I told you, I ranted about this 100 times already. I hate this aspect of they establish a really cool thing. Here's 4 different classifications for a thing you will encounter. And now we're just going to use words interchangeably with no actual meaning behind them.
My next note. Older brother Shishan either wants to know his little brother by inviting wuxian or sees something there between the two of them.
That was your read. I remember you brought that up during the episode, and I was like, I don't see that.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that wuxian is the only one that gets his brother out of his cage because he's so sort of repressed, like everything is boring, everything's in. So he just keeps needling him. It's like, oh, he needs somebody to break through that wall that he has, like somebody to liven him up. So it could be that a friendship. It doesn't have to be more than that. But
no, I mean that you like see something that he sees. To anything between those two characters, I don't see him regard them at all.
Oh, he gives that sort of sly look, like, yep, I'm going to say this, and he's not going to like it.
Wuxian also goes on about his ideas that got him in trouble back at Gusu, about using the resentment of the dead to combat the resentment of the dead. His argument, for now, being that cultivation and controlling swords used to be lunatic ideas. Clearly, this will be his opening argument for why he is trying these new ideas once he gets confronted in the future. Clearly, Shang is still against the idea as a concept, arguing with Kuren.
I mean, yeah, but it's also, there's something that happens later, which I do have a note about that goes into this. It's like, oh, why would using the swords would be a lunatic idea? Considered a lunatic idea, and they're like, this is why. But, I'll get there unless you get there first.
I literally have two notes left, so.
Talk about the water spirits. Those water spirits look suspiciously like the people that were waiting for the boat when the water spirit first appeared on the river. Like they get swamped by the water.
No, they survived.
No, I
remember very specifically back in my solo reaction, I thought about that, and then went back and checked. They're on the shore. It destroys the dock, but they're back on the the rock on the ground and everything. So they're fine. They didn't get killed by the thing going through the water.
Well, then it's basically same face syndrome, right? They just animated standard, villager 2. Here comes again, right?
Well, I mean, they are. They're supposed to be people dead and drowned and everything.
Yeah.
So Wuxian's sword was given to him by Uncle Jiang. I doubt we are referring to Chang, so I assume a character we are meant or will meet in the future. I suppose, as a tag-on note, Wuxian's sword is named whatever, and their swords have spirits in them. Though, as per my previous note, I'm dubious as to the use of that word in this circumstance.
I'm going to jump into the note because, a couple of notes down. So Wuxian's sword has a spirit within it, and it's named whatever. Is that how all magical items are made in this setting, by harnessing spirits? Which would imply later on, when we go back to the present, capturing spirits is important because you use them to make magical things. The more powerful the spirit, the more powerful your sword or whatever it is that you're using will be. It would also explain how the swords worked underwater and sought out the water demons. In other words, they're intelligent weapons in a way because they
Well,
have a spirit in
I
them.
was saying I was dubious from the element that spirits are plants and animals, as per our previous definition. This is also an element that was brought up in a previous comment, or maybe a previous comment that I read during my solo reaction. I don't remember if we may have read it, or it had been re-commented on here in the duo, that there's a bunch of stuff in the show that won't be explained because it's assumed that you are Chinese and know this stuff because it's Chinese mythology.
I mean, I watch a lot of wuxia. I don't remember them harnessing spirits for swords, but it might be something else. I mean, there's the Journey of the West. They always wanted to eat Tripitaka because his bountiful pure spirit would make the demon stronger. So I guess there's something about consuming the soul of someone, right? I mean, it was demon after demon after demon after demon who just wanted to eat Tripitaka because he was a pure soul and, yada, yada, yada. So I guess there's something to it after all.
No. I mean, I've never read Journey of the West. I've only encountered its byproduct. I'm not delving into this as a matter of a discussion. I'm delving into this as the matter of you were going over it, and I was thinking, he's chuckling. I should probably chuckle to make sure it seems as though I know what he's talking about. Yeah. And then it occurred to me, you've thought about this for too long. Now it'll be awkward if you chuckle.
Yeah.
I'm doing that Seinfeld social thing in my head.
It is an interesting read. It is.
I'm aware. Yeah. I've encountered, as I said, I've encountered plenty of derivative works of Journey to the West.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fully aware of where things come from. It's just I have not done Journey to the West.
It's Journey to the West. If you watch the series from there's a YouTube channel that's doing the entirety of them, not animated but illustrated. Which just search Journey to the West and you will find them. It's on YouTube. A great series, whether you have read Journey to the West or not.
My final note then. So I guess it's going to be a big thing when Wangji takes Wuzan by the hand at some future point. This episode setting up that he doesn't touch strangers, thus why he was only touching Wuzan by the collar and not his skin.
Yeah, I mean, there's also, I haven't made a note about this, but there is a lot of emphasis, especially by the Lan clan members, about their personal space and how they keep themselves, the upkeep, like they don't want to get wet because that's throwing water on somebody, that's offensive, right? They want to maintain, it's not only they will get wet if they have to, but they'll avoid it if they can, because their appearance and presentation is very, very important to them, right? And I hate to throw the word dishonored. I say they would be it's part of their idea of what a proper young person or person in this society has to be. Well, especially if you're a member of these clans, well kept, clean all the time, etc. So, and also, personal touching in that sense might be a part of that as well. I haven't really made a note about it until now. If I said it, but maybe in a future note, I will certainly.
Feels to me like you need to get one of those auto scribes for when we do the note section so that you'll then also have written down everything you've said, like off the cuff notes.
Yeah. Oh, going back to my notes because I have a couple left. This episode reinforces how smart Wuxian is, even daydreaming of inventions to deal with spirits, while still theorizing about harnessing the power that they have through the emotions that animate them.
What are you referring to?
He's talking about, well, what if we have a compass, right? That would tell us the direction of the demons, right? So he's thinking about making an invention, and it's like, dude, come on, just stop with your daydreaming. Just concentrate on the task at hand. It's like, no, but it would pretty useful. We could do that. And he goes into the, what if we harness, not rage, but resentment. It's like, shut up, don't talk about that. So yeah. And remember that in the first 2 episodes, he commented, "Oh, they denounced me, but they're using my inventions, like using the banners and stuff like that, stuff that he claims to have invented himself." So there's that. Anything to say?
Well, no, I mean, I already brought up the element that he mentioned. He made some of those things previous episodes.
Okay. I like the fact that the Land Brothers are using cooperative fighting techniques. Like they apparently train together to the point that they can fight together. That was pretty interesting.
I mean, we've
little
already seen
detail.
this in the future.
You know, uh,
I mean, hell,
second to
one of
last.
them specifically.
Yeah. Well, we'll take 2 people actually to be cooperative. You can
No,
cooperate with yourself.
I don't think you understood. If you're arguing with me, then you didn't understand what I said.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You said we've seen the 2 Lon brothers, or those 2 Lon brothers working together. I said we've seen them do that in the future already, and then one of them specifically. And you're like, any 2 lines make a point. Like, what are you talking about? Very specifically, we've seen Lanzan in the future aiding 2 other ones that are working in tandem.
Okay, yeah.
You don't remember the whole first episode thing?
Yeah, the fight in the
and then he shows up there, and then he helps them. So we've seen Lanzan in the future helping 2 people working in tandem.
My second, like I said, my second to last note. Even as he drowned, wuxian was still thinking about how to harness demonic powers.
I mean, it's hard to tell what a person's thinking when they're not thinking it out loud.
Hear it, so.
What's that?
We hear it, so
we don't.
We know what
there's
he's
a whole
thinking.
scene of him, unless you're thinking about a different scene than I'm thinking about. It's complete silence, and it's just animated. It's just animation. We're seeing what he's seeing, but he is not thinking anything.
No, we hear him saying, "Oh yeah," he keeps repeating what happened.
I like to think that maybe you're watching a different copy than I'm watching, and you've got like all these subtitles I'm not getting. Because you're like, oh yeah, they talked about where they got the ice cream. No, they didn't. He's thinking all this stuff. Nope, he's just floating in the water. He's like, nothing's happening.
No, we hear the voice talking, like, oh yeah, because he's remembering what he said in the classroom. Yeah, we should be able to use resent. He even goes before he goes like resentment, and that's when he loses consciousness and gets pulled.
Okay, well, flashback thoughts are not the same as current thoughts.
They're still thoughts. Though.
If I think back to what I said to you like 2 days ago, that's not me having a thought about what I'm thinking right now. That's me remembering. That's not my. If you were like Morgan Freeman's narrating my life, Morgan Freeman's voice isn't going to pop up saying that's when he started thinking about resentment. No, it's going to be my own voice repeating what I said because it's a memory. It's not a thought, it's a memory.
Are not memories thoughts?
No. You don't control memories. Memories are ingrained in your synapses, and we don't actually understand how that technically works. It's not like... We just don't understand how memories work, honestly. To be fair, we don't actually know how thought works, I don't think. Nobody can define really consciousness either, so... But I think it's considered 2 different things. A memory is something that can come back to you. A thought is something that's current. It's news versus history.
Okay. Well, yeah.
And I expect you to come back. Well, news is just really old. History is just really old news.
I mean, technically it is.
I mean, that's just the basis of all time travel arguments, though.
Yeah.
How temporal is your subject matter?
And also, if I didn't know the history and you bring it up in the news, wouldn't that history become news when you bring it up? Because it was new to me.
No, it'd just be new history.
Well, going back to the present, my last note. As expected, the Wayne clan, as I expected, the Wayne clan dumping the Aqua Demon on Gusu. For dumping, I don't know why I did that. The Aqua Demon on Gusu was not going to go unnoticed, and it would lead to resentment against them. There's a whole talk about, oh, we got to do something about it. It's like, oh, well, we can't do anything about it because all the clans are individual acting on their own. It's like, well, if we actually teamed up, we might be able to stand up to them. Blah blah blah. All discussion at the end.
Yeah, but we don't actually know how the hierarchy works.
Yeah. So those were my notes.
All right. Well, I guess with all that said, nothing left to do but to hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
And now for the 1.5-minute opening.
Yes, we always have to talk over the opening.
Well, not for nothing. It does
Okay,
work
and-
on me after a while.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad opening.
It's too
Of
long.
the
That's my
past.
main complaint about it. It's just too long.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Also too long. The name of my modaozushi fan-made character.
Okay. Well, considering what type of story this is, no,
You say that. You have no idea.
no, this is well, not important right now.
No, it will be, though.
Yeah.
It
Huh.
will be. It will be.
So this is the episode the past? No, the episode has some other name because I saw it. I saw a name there.
Many a commenter wants to spoil that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm the bulwark that
actually-
stands against spoilers, so I have not brought that up at all.
Yeah, there was. I was going to mention this out. There's somebody who made a comment in Spanish, and while I appreciate you making a comment in Spanish because I speak Spanish, I will say that it had spoilers on it, and I know you didn't mean anything by it, but please try to not have spoilers. Por favor, no spoilers. Thank you. Now we started down the demonic path.
水行晕，因水于河道阴怨之气集结而成。一旦阳成，极难除去。需将水抽干，清净沉水之物，再将河道暴晒3年5载，方可根除。
You gotta deal with them the same way you deal with
非普
nukes.
通人力可为。
Here you go again with the
It's either
wine.
that or this is actually that time.
蓝湛，好巧啊！
续，灵发。
Against the element that they can
都这么熟了，
fly.
行个脸，行个方便呗。喂，你这是何必呢？这只有我们2个人，你不说我不说，谁也不知道我犯没犯忌，对不对？哎，我保证没有下次了。
Sorry, I didn't get my point across there.
Yeah.
Where did he get the alcohol from if you can't have alcohol anywhere around here? He must have
Yeah.
flown, otherwise he ran down the mountain.
Yeah, well, he has a stash of it.
No, we only saw him
By
stash
the tree.
2, and we already saw him grab those 2 and bring them back.
灵发。
那好好好，你有剑为大，我领罚，领罚。
I will say, I've played many a character who have flown the white flag only to get close
Yeah.
to you to attack you. There's a reason I got drawn as this guy.
喂，我都保证过没有下一次了，你还追着我不放作甚？
Ooh.
蓝湛，
哦
是留一线，日后好相见
I。mean, it's only 1 of 2.
这次你放了我，下回你有难，我一定会帮你的。好，
Getting the pretty boy
Wet,
wet, yeah.
just like everybody else.
and now dirty.
Again, I like the musical accompaniment, though. The discordancy of the chords.
喂，蓝湛，这下你也在外面了，同犯宵禁，要罚一起罚。
That's what I brought up before. When he's telling him no fighting here, and then he's fighting him. It's like you're breaking the same rules.
不过你放心，我不会告诉别人的。这件事，天知地知，你知我知。跪下！
Yeah, that's not how.
罚我。我不服。
The bedroom eyes.
魏兄真是够胆，这种时候还笑得出来啊！哼，天塌下来，他也笑得出来。
乌苏兰氏家训第530条。
Rule number 530.
作案犯宵禁的，可不止我一个人。你们这般偏袒徇私，喂，等，我服了，我服了。
打！
我错了，
Well, it's the kind of man that Lanzan is. Not the kind of person I'd be, but I can respect it.
They say he'd get whipped though.
江城，你走慢点。
I mean, that's pretty harsh, but yeah.
背了你还挑三拣四，
Well, I mean, you should have followed Rule 530.
又不是我让你背的。
我不背你，我看你能赖在人家祠堂地上滚一天都不起来，我丢不起人。人家狼网基比你还多挨50尺，都是自己走的，你好意思装残废？滚下来！我不背了。
我不下，我是商号。
你啊？蓝老头回来了。
Juan Corin and the older brother.
They're trying to find a way to solve the issue of the demon.
叔父此行奔波劳累数日，为师辛苦了。
眼下奔波又有何辛苦？往后的日子，恐怕才是真辛苦。
是因为温家吗？
这次清谈盛会，仙门百家几乎是噤若寒蝉。来回的路上，关于温家修士指鹿为马、胡作非为之事，我所听闻就不下100起。水星院的事，我已有所耳闻，简直欺人太甚。
温师
Such
傅
an
Maybe there was
outburst of
gonna be a
anger.
backlash.
你
Yeah.
也只能忍字当先。水星渊急难出去，恐怕还得再辛苦叔父一段时日。
人命为重，事不宜迟。我今日便同你去一趟吧。差点忘了，我降了几具凶尸。
Specifically, though, this is the episode where I realized that's the only way I could tell the brothers apart.
看看这些凶尸
The hairband in their hair.
前究竟有何执念？
忘机年纪虽轻，但问灵一计确实已出神入化。我这便同他说去。
方才我听见门生议论，说忘机被江家那魏无羡连累，自罚了。我这辈子还从未教过魏无羡这般顽劣不堪、令人发指的学生。
这完了，耳朵又要赎罪了。
忘机自罚是没错，但也谈不上连累。魏无羡公子少年心性，顽皮爱闹些也是常情。
Naughty.
这是何意？
Now the older brother is more easygoing than the younger brother.
你们别躲着了，出来吧。
I like the element that some of them have the little stick piece that keeps their hair tied into a bun,
哥哥，
and the element of wearing that other thing on top of it with the stick going through it.
忘机这也罚得过重了些。
Yes, I know they all have
是没
names.
有3、5天好不起来的。
什么？3、5天？这蓝忘机也太狠了吧！怎么能？
不过也不妨事。魏公子，我告诉你一个法子，几个时辰便好了。
啊？
Okay.
I forgot this is the episode that also confuses me on the definition of the word cultivation. Well, they tend to use cultivation as a term for when they go out and, like, feed the spirits and everything like that.
Yeah.
He's cultivating right now.
Yeah, he's focusing his mind.
He's not actively going after
meditating.
spirits and everything, though. That's what I'm saying. The
Oh.
two different terms, cultivation.
你怎么进来的？
邹军让我进来的。
你过来做事。
你这边好像暖和一点。
并不会。
我说冷战，
Sorry, it's time to dock the boats.
来冷泉疗伤，有跟我说一声。
我来此是为修行，非是为疗伤。
See? Came here to cultivate.
Yeah.
说实话，蓝湛，我佩服死你了，像你这么一本正经、说一不二，我可是绝技做不到的。嘿，你好厉害啊！喂，蓝二公子，交个朋友呗。这就没意思了吧？跟我做朋友好处很多的。哎，我可以带你去云梦，摘莲蓬、打山鸡，可好玩了。
不去。
你别老布嘛，女孩子不会喜欢的。我同你讲，云梦的姑娘也特别好。
Remember, this is the guy that takes him in again in the future.
不去。
Yeah.
When everyone suspects that the guy who's been possessed is being possessed by him.
Yeah.
你又做甚？
你老是拒绝我，我很。
Which actually just occurs to me is the Wonder Woman 84 problem.
蓝二公子，
敢？
我有什么不敢的？蓝湛，你这身材很是不错呀。
He said, though the
Okay.
camera panning over his abs.
Not his. Oh, wow.
But no, the element that
什么声音？
assume that they do become a couple, right?
听起来像是。
Uh-huh.
And then he dies. And then this guy meets him later in the future inhabiting somebody else's body. There's now a
Yeah.
massive age difference between them.
这可不好办了。
魏无羡，站住！
干什么？
My clothes.
把衣服还我。
Yeah, imagine this is like 1930s America. I went to the beach
Yeah.
in my full
都
pants.
怪我们一时疏忽。
Yeah, it makes sense.
眼下泽无君和蓝先生等人都还未归，得赶紧找到蓝二公子才行。
Imagine doing this in the Western game. We gotta go fight the zombies. Yeah, I've brought my harmonica. Or, you know,
I mean, it's a cool idea. I mean, that would make he's like a
harmonica is
battle
not where I
bard.
meant to go. I was trying to think of a large instrument, and suddenly harmonica came out of my head.
Yeah.
Let's just yell that this guy's carrying around what must be like 30 pounds of instrument.
Okay. Now he's just. He's a battle bard, basically.
I'll say this is Naruto. He's a sound ninja.
Yeah.
魏无羡呢？他与我分开了。
He's gonna do a little experimenting.
Gotta be a little bit lighter than air to stand on a sword.
Yeah.
How strong do you think you got to be to do that?
I mean, he was able to overturn a boat.
After multiple times, though, he had to like let the water take some of that, and then lift it into the air, and then he pistoned it over.
Still, it requires a lot of strength. I couldn't be able to do it like that. And he lifted it completely out of the water.
I'm gonna say that I could, only because I never have to prove it.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, camera, for being partway into his mouth at one point.
Yeah. He's like a glitch out of Skyrim or something. Oh, he doesn't have his sword, though. That's why he's struggling. Yep, like I said.
I mean, we already knew he didn't have a sword. He came right from the cultivation area. What do you think normal growling is supposed to sound like that, zombies. Or do they all just sound like Frankenstein's monster?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're fast and they're smart.
Yeah, they're somewhat smart.
Well, smart enough to take down the tree like that.
Yeah, they're not using like pack tactics or anything. 2 of them tried to knock the tree over while the third one climbed it. That is not a sign of working together. Hello, thumbnail of the last time I did this video. Quick, how do you think you turned into a zombie?
Yeah, I don't know. These are supposed to be angry spirits, so I don't think it.
Say a zombie movie's happening right now. Zombie just scratched you. Do you think you need to kill yourself? What do you think you have to do right now? Commenters have told me that's never going to be explained by the show. You're expected to know what you just saw there.
I mean, he says he's sharing the resentment or activating the resentment that he has on him.
No, I mean the thing that you just saw, the golden thing, that's supposed to be well known. Outside of the show, I mean.
Oh, okay.
It never hurts to have an area of effect weapon.
The battle bards in this setting are pretty powerful.
See what I'm saying? No? His hair over the band, his brother hair under the band.
Okay.
Instantly can tell them apart.
多谢蓝二公子出手相助，今日天色已晚，改日定当专程致谢。
不必。
你这是
Have some brotherly love.
你说，刚才到底是怎么回事？你不会是……你简直是疯了！那可是仙门外道，一旦传了出去，仙门百家便留你不得。魏无羡，你在听吗？
这么危险的东西，我哪敢使？永远都不会了。
Same color eyes. Also, keep in mind this is one of the rare episodes there is something after the credits.
Okay.
Oh, because every other one never does. I specifically remember this one because, again, thumbnail.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's how deathly important it is not to practice the dark arts, said Severus Snape.
Yeah, well.
Mr. Weighing. I can't do it. I never had a good Alan Rickman.
Yeah. I mean, he could lose his, get kicked out of the clans. Just like the person who, in the future, also got. Well, the question is, they got exiled because they were bastard child.
You're referring to?
Well, the present, I should say. Mo.
He didn't get kicked out of all the clans. He's just an outcast of his family.
Yeah, but part of it could be because he was practicing the dark arts as well.
Doesn't seem like anyone knew that. If nobody knows it, then you can't be kicked out of clans for it. Yeah. Again, it just seems like he was an outcast of his own family. He didn't even progress to the multiple clan level, as far as we're aware. But this is all based on stuff, so people have background knowledge we don't have.
Yeah. Tencent. Oh.
蓝湛，这个赠礼可还喜欢？昨天夜里我发现了一只，今天又逮了一只给它作伴。哎呀，怎么样？够诚意吧？
It's on your face.
天哪！喂，你要不要？好吧，你不要我就送别人。
送谁？
谁兔肉烤的好吃就送谁呗，刚好这几天口里没味儿。
云深不知处，禁止杀生。
我出去杀便是，你又不要，管那么多做谁
？Also, I can fly.
Yeah.
I can go anywhere else.
我要。哈，又要了？你看你总是这样口是心非。嗯？哎，蓝湛。 你快看，他们这样叠着，是不是在？
污秽不堪！
哎，我可还没说完呢！喂，蓝湛，你给我把话说清楚。
Get this straight, sure.
No, I mean, obviously they represent them.
Dark skin, light skin, yeah.
What?
Because of the clothing they wear. One of them has a black fur, so it refers to wuxian, and the other one has light fur, like Glenn.
Yeah, but you said dark skin, light skin. That's nothing to do with anything.
No, because...
Do you think fur is skin?
No.
Do you think clothes are skin?
No.
Then what are you talking about?
Their fur matches each one of their own... The colors
yeah, I understood. That would be the thing. Their fur matches their clothing. Not light skin, dark skin.
I suppose not.
It's
Yeah,
a crazy way to jump.
it would not apply here at all.
I mean, it's also not even 1-for-1. The one that wears Wei Ying's colors has Lanzan's eyes.
Do rabbits? I mean, I have never owned any rabbits, so I
They might
don't
not
know
be
much
rabbits.
about rabbits. Huh? What?
They might not be rabbits.
What do you think they are?
Hares?
Hares tend to be bigger.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I didn't just say that, but I'm indicating that.
Yeah, those seem to be pretty small. So
This
yeah,
thing was
they could be
about.
rabbits.
Sorry, I can't gesture that. It's about right here to up to here inside of his coat. That's about hair size.
Yeah. Also, the hares tend to have rabbits too, but really long back legs. So
I'm saying these things are pretty big.
they're about this size, give or take. Yeah, they're not
Depends
that
on what
big.
your point of reference is. Standing just off of the table, yeah, sure, they might look small, but they might also be not point of reference. You know, like that trick that they did in the Hobbit movies to make the guy who
People
played
look larger
Gandalf. I
and
can't remember.
taller,
I can't
yeah.
remember what his name is.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Yeah, that just be perspective. That's the word. That might just be perspective because again, when he's holding it right up to his chest and it's coming out of his vestments, looks bigger.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly samurai would put cats inside their coats so they could tell the time. Interesting episodes. We're still, I guess we're still in the past, so we're trying to figure out how this all came to be. The question is, what made Wuxian, change his mind, going from, oh, I'm not going to do this because I know the danger, to I have to do this, and then become a master of the dark arts in the process.
Well, I mean, one giant clue.
Not the rabbits. The Wing Clan?
I mean, that could be.
Yeah.
Is that the giant clue I was leaning towards?
Well, also the water monster, the water lake creature, yeah.
Nope, still not what I'm leaning towards.
The death of this sister of his best friend?
I mean, that is what I'm leaning towards, but that's not the way I would describe that. I would say the death of his sister.
Of his Wuxian's... Not Wuxian's sister.
Wei
Wuxian's
sister, yes.
Wei Ying's sister, yeah.
Well, you're saying... Okay.
The death of his best friend's sister.
Imagine you are Wei Ying. Jian Chang is your adoptive brother.
Uh-huh.
And he has a sister. So that's your sister. You're basically saying
they
my
talk
brother's
about like
sister.
they are like adopted brothers, but they're not actually adopted brothers.
They've been described that way in the future. So you're basically saying my brother's sister. So your sister? Yeah, that's basically how we describe that.
No, but the thing is, they're not like that because when he talks about his sister, like talking about my sister, he doesn't talk about our sister.
You can slow down, lessons.
Sister.
I've already tired myself out trying to talk to you. So you slow down and talk at normal speed.
I am.
No, you're not.
You're
you're going at super fast mode the way I usually do when you expect I'm about to interrupt you. Slow down, man.
Okay.
You can just talk at normal speed.
Sure. When he's talked about his sister, like, oh, don't do this because my sister is going to marry, betrothed to him. He's not saying our sister or sister, right? He says my sister, like he's not your sister, therefore. And I think it was somebody else who said, oh, they grew up together, they're like brothers, so close that they're like brothers. But he's not really yet, as far as I know, officially adopted into by itself. Yeah.
Didn't go down to the state house to check for him?
Nope.
Hey man, just because Jian Chang talks weirdly, I don't think you want to put all your bets in that.
He seems to want to speak with most authority.
Only because you don't take anybody else's speech as authority. You've taken everybody else's word, but you want to put everything on him.
I mean, Wang Yin that's what he said. My sister. That's the whole conversation. So it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Also, all our information. Sorry, go ahead. You weren't done yet.
I'm done.
Also, all our information is being passed through a translation.
Oh, well, yeah, but we have to take what they're saying in face value because we don't know Chinese. I don't know Chinese, so.
I'm very aware that many languages have different forms of possessiveness within them, as well as, gendered terms, which is also a thing I fucking failed at when it came to German. Yeah. So, who's to say?
The comments down below. Please correct us on this one. It wouldn't be much of a spoiler if you correct us on this one, so that's fine.
Well, I mean, could be for you, might not be for me.
Okay.
Again, I'm only 9 episodes in, so this is 4 episodes away from me not knowing anything.
Yeah, it's episode 5. That's how math works.
Yeah, so, like I said, I know of... Well, here's the thing. Even that, my memory is a failure, so I remember, one big thing that... Well, no, I guess I do remember at least 3 big things to come. Which isn't spoiler. Guess what, Lessons? In the next 4 episodes, something's going to happen.
Oh, no. Well, it's something that has to happen with the Lake Aqua Demon, or probably with the Wind Clan, either way.
Yeah, certainly one of those 2 things.
Or both.
Yeah, certainly one of those 2 things.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for modaozushi today. So once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?